Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Welcome back to our World Tour series. We are right on the border of Myanmar and India, and we'll be crossing it today. I found a quite interesting airport with a nice looking approach all the way to the north, well, just around 100 miles north, and it's going to cross us over to India. Let me show you our flight plan for today. It's pretty straightforward actually. That's how it would look like. So we are currently in Kalai here in Myanmar, and you can see the border there. That's the border between Myanmar and India. And this is where we're going, Imphal. So the ICAO codes are over here. I also put them in the video description so you guys can fly this on your own. But it's going to be pretty straightforward because we have a VOR over here in Imphal, and we'll just be following that. We have, I think it's better if I show you a little Navmap, this one. So we'll be on a 356 course towards the Imphal radial 115.9er. Yes, and that should take us the rest of the way in. But what's interesting about this airport is, yeah, you can see it's surrounded by mountains. And you have some, I bet this area would look amazing. But we'll see that for ourselves. I haven't been here yet, so we will see together. I'm actually not sure how the weather is looking like. Maybe I should have done that first. But basing on the skies outside, it looks pretty calm. Looks pretty good, the weather. Probably not the most professional way of doing things. But anyway, let's get inside the aircraft and we'll discover it on our own. Okay, looking good. Now I wanted to try something different. Let's close the door first. Latch it in, lock it out, open the window so we have a bit of ventilation. How hot is it today? It's, oh, not too bad. It's around less than 20 degrees. Yeah, it is the colder seasons right now, even here, because this is in the northern hemisphere still. Okay, looking good. What I want to try, so I do use this checklist, right? Very powerful, very useful. But I wanted to try if I put this outside my screen like this, if you guys would be able to still appreciate that, or would you like it better if you saw the checklist being ticked one by one? Because right now I can do something like this. Okay, parking brake is set, gear selectors are down, avionics are off, yes, mixer is lean, magnetos are, let's double check that, yes, magnetos are off. Batteries, I can turn that on. We are running a bit low on fuel here. Yeah, fuel quantity check. Let's add a bit. That's this guy. Maybe let's get 50% in here. There you go, that looks good. Annunciator panel, we have lights on. They are working. We can turn that off again. And now we can check our flight controls. Are free and correct. They are free. Are they correct? Just check that they are working as intended. Yeah, looks good. Rudders. Toe brakes, yes. Okay, looking good. Flaps. How are the flaps doing? 3 notches. Looks good here. I love the interior sounds here of this plane. Just all the details, right? The trims, elevator trim is, oh, that's not in the center. Let's put that in the center. Thank you, checklist. And we are good. Exterior, I did the walk around a while ago already, so we are good with that. Before engine start, let's go and check our circuit breakers are all good. Oh, there is something that's popped there. Why? Let's have to monitor that. This is the pitot heat apparently. Oh, that's tricky. Let's hope that isn't really broken. Let's monitor if that pops out again later. That looks scary. Okay, hopefully we won't need the pitot heat anyway. Okay, circuit breakers are in now. Alternate air is off. Prop RPM lever, let's go with max that out. And fuel selector, let's start with the left tank for now. Okay, looks good. All right. Throttle, let's put that to 1/2 inch travel like so. We can now turn on the Where's the angle that's better? Battery and alternator. Turn on the beacons to indicate that we are about to start our engine. Good. Let's turn our nav lights on as well. This dial right here. Now let's go and prime the engine first. It's a cold start, so let's press the primer here. And let's push the mixture knob. You can see it loading up the fuel. That's good. Clear prop. And now let's go ahead and magnetos to both. Start it off. Looking good. Sounding good. Back to 1500 RPM. Oh, there she goes. Very nice. 2:44 in the afternoon right now. Now I am noticing, not sure, it does seem a bit laggier when I have this. Let's see, is that smoother now? Did it change anything? Yeah, I think I'll keep it here inside. I think it's smoother. If I move it to my other monitor, I think it lags a bit. Right, close that out. Let's check that we have oil pressure over here. Oil pressure is indeed in the green now. Oil temperature is starting to heat up. That's good. We have fuel pressure indications are great. Alright, looking good. Landing lights we don't need yet. It's pretty bright outside. But we do need to turn on our avionics and our radios. So let's turn those on. Avionics as well. Let's put this on standby for now. I'll change that later. DME, ADF 225 is the NDB over here. So that should have come alive. Let's double check that if I turn this off. Yeah, the needle changes, right? So it is tracking. The NDB is there on the right side. Okay, looks good. So landing light not required. Avionics are on. Radios are yeah, not yet set. Alright, let me double check the chart here. Chart at the airport 109.7 is the tower. Okay, we are tuned there already, so that's good. Transponder, we'll set that later. You know what? Let's go and request our IFR clearance in here. That might be useful, right? That might help. 1 second, let's see. Alright, let's go and check.
Aero India Charlie Lima ready to copy IFR clearance.
And let me note it down here.
Aero India Charlie Lima is cleared to Victor Echo India Mike as filed. Expect departure runway 28. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 4526.
Good. Read that back,
Aero
please.
India Charlie Lima is cleared to Victor Echo India Mike as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 4526.
Aero India Charlie Lima read back correct. QNH is 1013. Let us know when you're ready to taxi.
1013. Is that true?
QNH is 1013 Aero India Charlie Lima.
Okay, let's plug those in. It says 1013. We'll check that. That does seem a bit wrong. So it might just be that the weather over here is not available. Because the airport elevation should be around 430. So it should be more around 1015, I would say. That in here. There we go. That looks good. So we have the transponder. Let's go and set that to 4526 is the squawk we were given. 4526. And let's put that in altitude reporting. There you go. It's perfect. Altimeters, that's the one we checked. Heading, we've been told to expect runway 28, and runway 28 has a heading of 278. So let's put that in here. So 278 should be somewhere around there. Alright, taxi area is clear. I'll release the parking rate, but let's request taxi first. It's not much of a taxi, to be honest. But
Aero India Charlie Lima ready to taxi.
Because the runway is over there
Aero
already.
India Charlie Lima taxi to runway 28. Aero India Charlie Lima advise when ready for departure.
Wilco Aero India Charlie Lima.
Release the parking brake. Okay, let's turn here. Try and avoid that guy. Okay, we narrowly missed him. And I love the palm trees here. The palm trees, I think, are added from the Four Seasons mod. Just add so much tropical vibes, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the weather. Yeah, the live weather does lag a bit. Yeah, look how different that is now. Look how different that is. Let's adjust that again. So the airport elevation should be 438. So it should be around that point. It's now 1005, 1006. Yeah, 1005. Goodness. That's 10 hectopascals different. Glad it changed before we took off, not during. So I guess I should be pretty thankful for that. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm trying to look for the windsock. I can't really see it. But let's go and face the runway here. Because I assume that would be the best for the winds. Like so. And then we'll do the run-up procedures here. Good. Let's put that to 1500 RPM. That looks good. Brakes are working. Instruments look good. Parking brake is set. Mixture is rich. Prop RPM lever is maxed out. Set this to 2000 RPM. Let me hide this for a bit just so we can see better. Alright, 2000 RPM. That's as close as I can get. Alright, magnetos tested. From both, moving to left, monitoring the RPM. It is dropping a bit. That's okay. That's acceptable drop. The magnetos on this plane have never been that good. Even from the very, very beginning. Let's move to the right one. Yeah. Similar drop. Now let's check left and right. Mostly the same. Okay, good. Both. Back to both. Alright. Vacuum gauge. Yeah, working great. That means our instruments are working. Oil pressure and temperature are in the green. Oil temperature is getting pretty high because we are taxing the engine a bit more. Ammeter is checked. Yes, that means our alternator is on and it's working. Annunciators are working. Propeller, let's exercise it. Move it back. Push it forward. Yeah, this is also one of the sicknesses of this plane. Takes quite a while for the governor to get back to the 2000 RPM. Let's just do that twice for good measure. I think normally you do it 3 times, but it should be okay. Alternate air, let's double check. It is off. Aux boost pump is off. Fuel pressure is good even without the boost pump. That's good. And now let's check for engine idle. Let's pull back the throttle fully and see how low the RPM will go. That sounds good. That gargle. Probably not very healthy if you stay there long enough, so let's move that back up. 1200 RPM. Run up is complete. Alright. Good. Let's go ahead and report that we are ready for departure. I wonder if they'll ask us to back taxi.
Tower Aero India Charlie Lima ready for departure runway 28.
Battery, alternator.
Aero India Charlie Lima backtrack. Runway 28. Climbs are cleared for takeoff. Runway 28. Maintain runway heading until above 1,400 feet, then turn right heading 026 to intercept course.
026, okay.
Backtrack to runway 28, then cleared for takeoff 28. Maintain runway heading until above 1,400 feet, then right to 026 Aero India Charlie Lima.
Nice, okay, so I noted that down already. 1,400 feet is when we will be turning right, so that's 1,000 feet above ground. Alright, engine selector fully stacked. Let's go ahead and switch tanks here and start the timer. Looking good. Mixture is rich. Prop RPM lever is maxed out. We don't need flaps on this takeoff. Trims are set. One thing that I always forget is to check. Also, it's a bit hard. The rudder trim over there. I almost never touch it. Let's make sure that's in the middle. I think that's the center rudder trim, right? Am I reading that right? Yeah, okay, that looks good. Closed in latch. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and backtrack then. Make sure the runway is clear. I love those clouds, very subtle. Entering the runway. Looking good. Backtracking first. Now we don't have the VOR yet. Did I plug it in the first place? 115.9. That's actually the wrong VOR. 115.9. There you go. Now we won't be able to see that yet. I would imagine that will take a while before we can capture that VOR. We'll also be going through some mountains, so we'll see if that interferes with the signal. But at least we have an idea. It's northbound, 356 degrees on the course. Alright, there you go. Fuel pump is on for this takeoff. Looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and line up. Let's make sure no one is coming in. I did notice that the air traffic over in this area is super low, almost non-existent. I actually have AIG traffic enabled right now and it has 0 planes in the vicinity, even though I downloaded some airlines around this area already. Anyway, alright, let's go. Holding the brakes. 40 inches on the manifold pressure, making sure that the instruments are looking good. All in the green, yes, okay. Let's go ahead and maintain center line here. Airspeed's alive. Looking good, looking good. Keep it steady. 70 knots. Start pulling back on the yoke just a bit. Very, very slowly. Very gentle takeoff. There we go. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. We still have a bit of runway left, so I'll keep the landing gear down for a bit. Looking good. Beautiful. Right. Tap the brakes. Gear up. Very nice. Nice. So keep it along this runway heading until 1400, and then we'll turn right on a 026 heading as instructed by ATC. And look at that. Yeah, mountains all over, guys. Thankfully the weather is not too bad. So I've been looking the past few weeks over the weather in this area. Oftentimes it will get very hairy in terms of visibility. Alright, there's 1400. Let's start turning right. Apply a bit of right rudder. Counteract that adverse yaw. Just do a standard right turn here. 026. That should be there. I think I actually went up over it a bit. There you go. Alright. Actually, the VOR came alive. So let's go ahead and follow that course.
Lima, climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Contact Yangon Center on 133.2. Have a good afternoon.
133.2, 8,000 feet.
Maintain 8,000 feet center on 133.2 Aero India Charlie Lima.
133.2. Oh, why did it do that? 1 second, that's the wrong one. 133.2. This is this one. Before we do that, let's clean up the plane first. Turn off the aux boost pump. Landing lights can go off. Turn on the automatic gear extension. Looking good. Let's follow the Omni here and turn on the autopilot for it to follow that course. We've been cleared to 8,000 feet. Alright, let's report in.
Aero India Charlie Lima climbing to 8,000 feet.
Aero India Charlie Lima, good afternoon. Radar contact. QNH is 1019er.
1019er.
QNH is 1019er Aero India Charlie Lima.
I have my doubts if I should follow that, but fine. 1019er. That's so different. My goodness. Yeah. Fine. Let's see. Okay. Alright, let's pull back on the throttle here. 33 inches for the climb. Let's go ahead and pull back on the RPM as well. 2450 on the RPM, like so. Just a bit more gentle on the ears. Okay. Looking good. I think that looks good. What else? I think we are good for now. Let's go through the checklist just to be sure. Takeoff, yes, we're good there. Climb, landing gear is up, flaps are up. Airspeed's 97 knots, that will change later. Prop speed, yes, that's for takeoff. There we go. 104 knots. Turn off aux fuel boost pump, landing lights, and setting the elevator trim. Mixture is rich. Prop speed 2450. Manifold pressure set to 33 inches. Those should be reversed. You should pull back on the throttle first before you pull back on the RPM. That can be dangerous. And 104 knots is going to be our climb speed. And we don't need the fuel pump right now because the fuel pressure is high enough. Looks good. Alright. Good. Alright, so I'll keep it here, guys. Oh my goodness. Some sightseeing opportunities for sure. Beautiful below. Let me take you outside first. I think that will be nice. There it is. Man. The sim, right? Myanmar looks beautiful. Now, at which point do we cross over the border? That's a good question. I'm not sure either. But I'll double check the map in a bit. Let's take a photo there. Good. Woo, that was turbulent. Mountains all over, guys. I've been going through lots of downdrafts and updrafts as we enter this mountainous range. We'll be cruising at flight level 120. Speaking of which, I should have switched to standard altimeter here. 1013 because the transition altitude here in this area is 11,000. 1013, there you go. And we have stopped climbing because of these downdrafts. I also just switched tanks when we went past the 15-minute mark. Looking good, and there's almost 12,000. I do have to manually control the altitude. The autopilot doesn't handle that. So we'll see. Alright. Now in terms of power setting, 33 inches is where I want to be for cruise. And the RPM is okay. Staying there too. There we go. Flight level 120. Let's go and trim it out. That looks good. It's a bit turbulent, but I think we're okay. In terms of distance, we are 67.6 miles. Ground speed is 135 knots. We're 30 miles away? No, 30 minutes away from the destination, given our current speed. It's looking pretty good. One thing we still want to do is lean the mixture. So I'm going to lean the mixture, pull back the mixture. You can see the EGT is climbing, up, and that's the peak. And then we go 100 degrees rich off peak. There you go. That's our cruise power setting for best power. We don't need to really save a lot of fuel right now. It's a very short flight, 90 miles. So no need for economy. We can just go as fast as we can. So 75% power for the cruise. Looks good. And then one more thing, let's go and get our true airspeed. It's currently 2 degrees outside. So 2 degrees, 12,000 pressure altitude. So that, let me see. Oh, we're climbing a bit. So 12,000, matching the 12 there with the 2 here. So 12, 2, that might be this one. So we are around 165 true airspeed, 165 knots. Alright. Yes, indeed, 165. Wow, okay, perfect. So it looks like there is no headwind, there's no tailwind, or there is minimal. But we are experiencing still some downdrafts in here. Alright, I'll bring you guys back in a bit for an approach briefing, because the approach would be very interesting. We'll be doing an ILS approach, but it's not a standard one because there are lots of terrain, there are lots of mountains in the vicinity surrounding the airport, so lots of watch outs, lots of special considerations. Right, so I'll bring you guys back in a bit. By the way, I almost forgot, we need our oxygen. Around flight level 120, depending on the country, you need to have oxygen already because it's getting pretty thin in here and we might get hypoxia. We definitely don't want that. Alright, I just hope I remember to turn that off later when we descend. Remind me, guys, okay? Anyway, okay, catch you in a bit. 54 more miles to go. I guess that's as good a time as any to start with this approach briefing, because I need to brief it myself. I'm not very familiar with it yet. But before that though, guys, let me give you a bit of a teaser. I know some of you were asking before if I had any plans to change the aircraft, and I said it really depends what comes out. Well, there is something coming out. A certain individual approached me and gave me an offer that is very hard to refuse. So there might be some changes in the coming episodes, but we'll see how that turns out, right? Keeping my fingers crossed that it pushes through. But the aircraft that he's offering me is pretty interesting, and I think in many cases could be even more immersive than this one. Oh my goodness. It's a bit more high-tech though. That one has GPS. You might know which plane I'm talking about. Maybe around this time. Yes. If you are up to date with the upcoming planes, then you might know what it is. Let me know what your thoughts are about that, okay? And if you don't know what it is, don't worry. It will be coming, and I'll show you, and then we'll see which one we like better. Anyway, alright, so let's go and start the approach briefing in here. Let's go and get Navigraph in. Let me move my head like this so I can see the altitude. Let's go for ILS runway 04. Right. That is the Imphal ILS runway 04 approach. Last updated April 2, 2021. Categories A, B, and C. That looks good for us. Localizer frequency is 110.3. We do have the need to tune into the VOR as well, Imphal 115.9. We'll see later because there are so many points that require that. You can see actually here it says DME required, so we'll need a distance measuring equipment. We need to know how far we are away from the VOR at all times because the approach depends on that. Alright. We have missed approach procedure. Let's follow that later. Altitude set is hectopascals. That's what we're using. Hectopascals. Transition altitude is 11,000. Transition level by ATC. So depending on when ATC gives us the QNH, that's when we'll switch to a local altimeter to the QNH. Right. We have an MSA, minimum safe altitude, at the Imphal VOR as its center, so 25 miles out, 25 miles of a radius out of the Imphal VOR. These are the safe altitudes. Since we'll be coming from the south, 9,500 is our safe altitude. 25 miles away from the VOR. So right now we're 45 miles away from the VOR. That this is not really applicable to us yet, so I'd prefer to be higher. Once we get into the 25-mile range of the VOR, that means we can safely go down to 9,500 and not hit any mountains or whatsoever. Okay, that's what that means. But we have ATC, so we'll mainly be still following ATC, what they give us, right? I mean, this approach, it's a bit interesting because there are lots of mountains you can see, right? This is the approach, and left and right you have mountains, and you can see here, where is it? Direct interception of localizer from ATS routes is not authorized. I'm not really sure what an ATS route is, but if we follow common sense, direct interception of localizer, it kind of makes sense that that's not allowed in all cases, because you can see this is the localizer, right? 035 degrees is the final approach course, and if we extend that outbound here, you can see there will be a mountain in that area, so you can't have such a long localizer approach here. So it kind of makes sense that it's a bit limited when it comes to that aspect. So what we'll do is we'll be following this entire procedure, which will be starting at Imphal VOR here, 115.9er. We'll do a procedure turn, so we'll be coming from the south, right? Over here where my mouse is. We will go over the Imphal VOR, and then we will turn right 041 degrees. We'll do a procedure turn, a parallel entry. 041 degrees, maybe 1 minute, and then we'll turn right, and then intercept the VOR again. And from there, we will go on a 180 track of the VOR for 12 miles. Right? Because once we're on 12 DME, we are 12 miles away from the VOR. We will be turning right, and we'll be following a 14 DME arc. Oh my goodness, this is kind of a DME arc with an ILS approach kind of thing. So lots of tricky factors in there. And then when we cross the 207 radial of the VOR, that's when we'll know that we can turn right and intercept the localizer. In terms of altitude, we'll be at 9,500, 25 miles away. As we cross the VOR, I'll start descending to 6,300. You can see this leg here. And then after we cross this 207 radial, we'll descend to 5,900, and that is the final approach fix at 9.1 DME. This one right here, that's the final approach fix. That's where we will intercept the glide slope. Okay, that should be how it works. Now, how we program that will be very interesting. Let's go ahead and go. Actually, before that, let's go and check out other stuff first. Other important stuff. You can see the decision altitude is 3,020 feet. That's 482 feet above the airport, the runway, because the runway is 2,500 feet. Is it right? 1 second. Yes, that's right. So 2,538 plus 482 should be 3,020. Yeah, makes sense. So minimums are at around 3,000 feet, 3,020. And once we reach 3,020, we should have visibility of the runway. Otherwise, we will have to go around. Now, this runway does have high-intensity approach lights, right? Puppy lights on the left side.
Enjoy your afternoon.
So we should be good, better in that regard. My goodness, the clouds up ahead. 118.55. Okay. 118.55. Alright, let's report in.
Aero India Charlie Lima, flight level 120.
I'll tune in the Imphal VOR here.
Lima, good afternoon. Radar contact.
And then what I'll do, remember that first leg is 180 track, so I'll put in 180 in here. 180 like so we can follow it. And then what else should I do? well, we shall descend because we're going too high. 30 minutes, by the way. Switch to the right tank. Let's make sure. Yeah, left tank is used up. Let's switch to the right tank. Looking good. Turn off our fuel pump. Flight level 120. Remain there. The weather is not looking good where we're going. My goodness, looks like this will be an instrument approach through and through. And over here, let's follow the nav 2. Right? That in this case, it will be the same DME. So the DME will show from nav 2 instead. Because for nav 1, I'm planning to plug in the ILS later. So I want to make the ILS work for nav 1 and then the VOR for nav 2. I think that will be good enough reminder. Okay. It's good. Flight level 120. Still not given any instructions for descent. So we'll keep this up. And I'll bring you guys back later. Oh crap. Yeah. Yep. Meter for the airport at the destination just came alive. Look at this, guys. Low IFR. Ay 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 ay. If you look at the meter, there are no winds. What is BR? I think that's mist. Moderate mist, it says. Yeah, we have some clouds. But it's mainly the temperature and dew point are both at 10 degrees. And when those two touch, when those two are the same, that means visibility is poor. So visibility, you can see, is 0.6 nautical miles. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure we can land here. We'll see how it looks in the sim. Kind of hoping it's not 1-to-1, but we will see. In the meantime, let me enjoy the view here because my goodness. Look at those views. When you combine the clouds and the mountains together, you always get something magnificent like this. Anyway, alright. See you guys in a bit. I see lakes up ahead. The only lakes I see in the map, in little Navmap, is right beside the airport, so we should be pretty close. Yeah, we should be starting our descent soon. We've been told to expect the approach ILS 03, so that's good. That's the approach we just briefed. Sorry, runway 04, ILS runway 04. Correction. But yes, this is a good sign. The lakes. Let me show you. I think it's this one. The Loklak Lake. Wow, that's a tongue twister. This guy. Right? Loklak Lake. Or is it Loktak? I think it's Loktak Lake. Yes, that is definitely it. Yeah, that's definitely it. And yes, you can see the mist all over now. Oh my goodness, yeah. It's going to be a tricky approach. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, and it looks like we do have some air traffic now. We'll see if we spot them. But yeah, I have my AI companion app here. All of these are in the mods list, guys. Link in the video description. You can see we have some Indigo airliners and this one, Air India. All of them are in Imphal, actually, I think. No, they are from Imphal and they are all en route at 20,000 feet, 17,000, 15,000. These are all from AIG traffic. They are A321s and A320s. One is an old one is a Neo. Pretty cool. Can we see that in the map, maybe? Let's have a look where they are. Oh yeah, they are to our left. Maybe we can find them, we can spot them. That's pretty cool.
Aero India Charlie Lima descend and maintain 8,800 feet. QNH is 1019er.
88.
Descend and maintain 8,800 feet. QNH is 1019er. Aero India Charlie Lima.
1019er. Let's go and plug that in. Start our descent here. They're asking us.
Charlie Lima cleared for the ILS Approach to runway 04 William. Transition continue to then clear to DME 12 to join the approach.
Good.
Continue to then clear to DME 12 to join the approach Aero India Charlie Lima.
And since we're flying IFR here, we can actually go through clouds without a problem. If we're flying VFR, I should be avoiding this, but yeah, VFR at this airport, probably not going to be a thing. Alright, we are 12 DME from the VOR. Let's start descending here as instructed to 8,800. Man, I love that combination. Look at that combination. I think this is new with Sim Update 7. Right? The clouds, and now we have actual fog. It's not anymore just low clouds. Man, that looks amazing. And then you see the mountains or snippets of it in the distance like that. That looks so good. Take a photo of that. My goodness. Okay, pulling back on the throttle so we can descend a bit faster. Less than 1,000 feet per minute, I think, should be a very comfortable rate of descent. Yeah, that should be good. Although these clouds here might be a bit bumpy. We'll have to be on the lookout. Alright, 11,000 feet. I've switched to QNH already, so we are using the local altimeter setting 1019er as given by ATC. So we are no longer in the flight levels. Okay. Looking good. Man. Look at these clouds. Oh my goodness, let's look at it from outside. Sure, look at that combination. Yes. So yes, I'm not sure if we can land in here because it's very misty below. But at the very least, we'll follow the approach and we'll go to the minimums, 3,020 feet. And if we don't see the runway by then we'll go around and I don't know. Maybe I should have. Oh yeah, I should have selected an alternate. I should have chosen an alternate. 7 miles. Okay. I'll continue this, guys. I'll bring you guys back when things get spicy. Oh my goodness, that view. Whew. Okay guys, getting close to the VOR here. Getting pretty close to the VOR. And since we're getting close, I should be able to descend to 6,300. Alright, yeah, let's descend around 1,000 feet per minute, more or less. Might be not so comfortable, but should be okay still. Should be okay still. Around that point. Once we cross the VOR, once this goes away, oh, it should be coming soon actually, because we are higher even. So maybe 1 point something miles before we reach the VOR, or when that reading goes to 1 point something miles, that will go away. We'll be in the cone of confusion, right? And that means we'll turn right on a 041 heading. Let me prepare that now. 041 would be here. Over here. And as soon as that goes away, 1.7 miles, 1.6. Because if we draw a line from the VOR below up to us, 6,000 feet is around 1 mile, and we're above 6,000 feet, so that should be above 1 mile, I think. Am I doing my computation wrong? Why is that still numbered there? Okay, that's fine. It will go away soon, supposedly. There you go. There you go. It's gone. So let's go to heading mode. 041. Let's continue descending. Once we're on the 041 heading, we'll time it there for 1 minute. We go switch tanks here. That will be our last switch, because we'll use the timer then for 1 minute over here. Start that, and then let's follow this at a 180 radial. 180 radial. So, okay, good. Once we hit the 1 minute mark, we'll turn right. and then we'll intercept the radial again. You know what, I think, how do we intercept the radial though? How do we know where direction it is? 221. Okay, let me do it like this. Yeah, let's follow it like that, so I know which direction to go. Alright, there we go. 1 minute. Alright, let's start turning to the right. Looking good. Let's pull up so that the descent won't be that intense. Make sure to stay at 6,300. We're getting closer. Let me adjust the course knob here so we know where the VOR is. Looks good. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Up. Descending a bit too steep. I see some mountains right in front of us. Oh my goodness, that looks so scary. Whew. Is this safe? Oh my goodness, look at the mist, guys. IMC outside for sure. Okay, focus on the instruments. Don't focus on that one. Okay, head straight for the VOR. 6,300, there we go. Let's push forward on the throttle here so we stay there at 6,300. Don't go below, don't go below. There we go. Man, it's bright outside. Okay, looks good. Stay at 6,300. There we go. Alright, that's going to make us go directly towards the VOR. Perfect. Right, so now that we know that we are right pointing towards the VOR, we are 3 miles away. Now I should be able to stay at 6,300 please. I should be able to tune the course to 180 so that by the time we cross the VOR, we'll follow that track. And that will work. Maybe even before. I think now we can already follow it. Let's follow the Omni bearing. Right. Then the autopilot should turn left as we get closer to that radial, 180 radial. Alright, looking good so far. Maybe it's time to slow down so we can deploy our landing gear. We'll see later, we'll see later. Okay, stop that timer, we don't need that anymore. Start it maybe. Okay, starting our left turn here, you can see autopilot is turning us to the left for that 180 radial. Oh crap, and then it goes away. That's not very good. And it's alive again. That's good. Oh yeah, that's true. That's my bad. I should not have followed the Omni, because once we go over the VOR, the signal will go away and the plane won't know which direction to follow. So I should have just stuck to heading mode there. Oh my goodness, full on IMC with mountains all over the place, guys. Yes, that's okay. Alright, so we'll follow this track 12 miles and then we'll turn right and follow the 14 DME arc. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll program the second VOR here. Let's turn right, stay at that track. Here now I think I can follow that track. Yes, and then over here, let's program this at a 207 radial. So that's 210, 20987. What's that for? That 207 radial? That's to know when we can intercept the localizer, but that's for later. Let me show you in case you forgot about it. It's this one. 207 radials, so we know when we're at this point, because the 207 radial is that guy right there, and that will be a straight line. When that's a straight line, that means we're at this point already. Okay, so later. Good, so far so good. Let's follow that in. 6,300. We can be higher, but should not be lower. So I think I'll keep this one. 4.5 miles, alright. Going good so far. Still pretty bad visibility below. I'm hoping that improves as we descend. Otherwise, there will be no landing. But yeah, it looks pretty bad below. Let's look outside. Oh yeah, we do see something. Yeah, there is a bit of mist, but it's not like zero visibility, right? Which makes sense. It did say moderate mist in there in the METAR, so it looks pretty good. Good. All right. Okay, getting close to 12 DME. I just realized I forgot to brief the missed approach again. Dang it. But missed approach is basically a straight departure climbing to 4,000 feet, then turning left to intercept the VOR and then holding there. Okay. Hopefully that's enough. We'll see. Right, 12 DME. Let's start our right turn. I changed up to a few things in the meantime. Went to heading mode. Nav 1 is now tuned into the ILS 110.3. Nav 2 is still 115.9, that's the VOR, and the DME is still looking at the VOR. Okay. So it's still following the VOR, Nav 2 and DME. So what we want is a 14 DME, circle DME. Alright, that looks good. 13.2, let's keep turning right here. And then let's go and settle at 6,300. It's pretty good. So this actually, this is the localizer already. So this will prepare us for the approach. Let's pull back here. Get ourselves ready. 207 radial, we're also keeping an eye on that. So when this center, this nav 2, the deflection goes in the center, that means we can turn right already. That's how it should go. And I love these instrument approaches. Look at that beautiful view. You can see the lake from here. Amazing. That's a good sign. Okay, 13.9. Alright, that's the 14 DME arc. There we go, 14 DME. Let's go parallel to the perpendicular to the final approach course. Stay at 6,300, please. Thank you. Alright, that looks good. So we should stay at 14 DME. Climb a bit. Mixture. Let's find the right mixture setting in here. Over there, should be okay. 6,300, there we go. Let's go and lower our landing gear. Disable the automatic gear extension as well. Getting a bit too close, 13.7 DME, so let's move to the left a bit. Keep that 14 DME distance. Yeah. Getting slower and slower, that's good. So it will be easier during the approach. You can see the 207 radial, we're getting really close there now. 207 radial. Oh, and don't forget to turn off the oxygen, we don't need it anymore. Thank you. So over here, over here, 207, you can see almost there, it's almost straight. Speeds are good. Some mountain right in front of us.
At contact us on this frequency when on the ground. ground to cancel IFR.
Oh, okay.
QNH is 1019er. We'll call this frequency to cancel IFR when on the ground arrow India Charlie.
Right, so they're not going to clear me or anything. Okay. Oh, we're there already. You can see we have a straight line. So we can now turn right. Descend to 5,900 feet. Follow the localizer. So let's go ahead and go to the right there for localizer. So the autopilot can follow the localizer with more precision. And then we'll, the glide slope is alive as well. There it is. So we'll wait for it to intercept that. And we'll see how it goes. Wish us luck. Let's continue descending to 5,900 here. I'll start deploy my flaps. 5,900. Alright, let's do our gums check. Gas. That looks good. Gas includes the fuel pump switch. Undercarriage, we do have landing gear down, 3 greens. Mixture, I'm not sure if we should put that on full because we are 6,000 feet here, but that's the correct setting. Prop should be full forward. Switches, let's go and turn on the landing lights. Looks good. Alright, 5,900. Looking good there. 5,900, there it is. Alright, level off. Okay, I'll go with the flaps later. Now the localizer doesn't seem very near yet. And the thing here doesn't seem to be intercepting the localizer as sharp as I would want. So let's do that manually. Let's adjust later. 6,900. Let's get that needle closer. There it is. Getting closer and closer. There it is. Now you can follow the localizer. Thank you. Man, very bad visibility in here. Oh, there's the glide slope, you can see. Almost in the middle now. So once that goes in the middle, we will intercept it. We will start descending with it. Okay. For now, keep it there. Almost there, guys. We are established. Still no visibility of the runway in front, so that's not a very good thing, but we'll keep at it. Alright, there we go. Start descending. Around 500-600 feet per minute should be okay. I still don't have flaps. I'll deploy them later. Okay, let's pull back on the throttle a bit more here, so that we keep the glide slope in the middle. 3,000 feet, 3,020 to be exact, is our decision altitude. If we don't see the runway by then, we'll have to abort. Okay, looking good. 5,000 feet, we still have quite a way to go. Is this a 3 degree? No, this is a 3.5 degree glide slope apparently. That's why it's a bit sharper. We're almost at 1,000 feet per minute now. Okay, but yes, looks like this is the way to go. Looks good. Around 900, 800 feet per minute is what it likes based on our speed. So let's keep that coming. Come on, guys. Give me something. Man, that mist sure got thick. And yeah, that mist really is in effect now. Before, there was no such thing here in the sim, right? Before, when there was bad visibility, you would only see clouds. Now you actually see the proper mist. Very nicely done. Granted, in some areas it's not accurate yet, but in here right now, unfortunately for us, it looks pretty accurate. Let's shallow down the descent a bit. We're a bit below the glide. Oh my goodness. The suspense is real. The suspense is real. Okay. Let's get Get some fuel in here. Pushing on the throttle a bit because we are descending a bit too fast. There we go. There we go. Back on the glide. Back on the glide. We have around 1,000 feet to go before our decision altitude, and there is still no runway in sight. Dang it. Yeah, we might have to look elsewhere, guys. Where? But where? OMG. Okay, we'll see. Oh, looks like the glide also ran away from us. My bad. Let's go and get some flaps in. Let's get 2 notches of flaps in here. Let's get back and follow that glide slope. I see something below. That looks promising. Come on, guys. Approach lights, please. Come on, give me something. There's the glide slope back. The center. Let's go and trim this properly. Lower our airspeed. Let them go full flaps. Alright. I see anything? I don't. I sure don't. Bit low, bit too low. Minimums? Not yet. Almost there though. Almost there. 3020 is where we want it. I do see it. I do see it. Is it? 1 second. 3,000. Yeah, minimums. Nothing. So we'll have to go around, guys. But just for science, let's see how far away before that appears, right? Before that appears. Oh no, it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Point of contention. Let's say that appeared just in time. Right? Yeah, we're a bit low on the glide though. Let's go and follow that up. There it is. You see it? The approach lights below. Almost just in time. I went below minimums there a bit, to be honest, but I'm happy that I still saw it at least. Oh my goodness, the visibility is so bad. Alright, alright. Let's keep that there. There it is. That is beautiful. A better sight has never appeared before us. Looks good. Looking good. Alright. Let's keep it steady. No winds. Pretty calm. Let's go and land this thing. Very gently, please. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice. Woo! Made it, guys. We made it. There's the taxiway. I see a sign. Let's follow that out. Alright. I might have gone a tad below minimums, but no one say anything, okay? Shh. It was a, yeah, minimums. Landing with minimums. Let's just keep it that way. Alright. Ooh. All that missed. My goodness. I think this is the riskiest landing I've ever done in terms of visibility. Ooh. Landing lights off. You know what? Let's keep the landing lights on. Let's turn the strobes off though. Let's park near that guy. Marshaller. Welcome to India, guys. Welcome to Imphal. The visibility is not the best. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised we even managed to land. Congrats, guys. We did it. We did it. It worked. Ooh. There we go. Alright. Happy. Phew, that was tricky. That sure was tricky. Let's go and clean this up. So, what did we do wrong? I was a bit out of the glide slope. I didn't follow it as good as I wanted, but overall I think it's okay. We made it. That's what's important. And the sound. That's the best sound ever. Cut it off and let's go and turn the magnetos off as well. Make sure. And turn off the beacons. Alternator. Battery. And let's go out, get some fresh air, guys. Oh. Phew. My goodness, that's amazing. Do we have any planes here in the vicinity? There is one that's landing in here. Looks like. Oh, really? Okay. Oh yeah, there's one on final. This guy. So we're right here, right? He's on final. 04. I wonder if he'll do the same as us. Because he is going to follow the same approach for sure. ILS runway 04. So let's go in here where he is. Okay, let's look for him. Let's look for him. A little bit of plane spotting to end it. 1 second. I do hear him a bit. He just land, I think. Kind of hear him here. Right? Oh my goodness, this is like a horror movie. Let's follow our ears, guys. Oh, there he is. Indigo. Oh, that is so cool. See? So if he landed, that means he also followed. He also went below minimums. So I'm not alone. Yeah, that's AIG traffic for you. That works. Oh, that's great. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this flight as much as I did. My goodness, that was worth it. Follow your ears. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy flying. Oh, we made it. Thanks and bye-bye.